Next day, when I moved into my new house and told them I would stop paying the bills, they turned pale. Because he raised his glass and said it like a joke. Old enough to graduate, old enough to pay rent. Or get out. Everyone laughed. My sisters, my mother, even the cousins who barely knew me. But I didn't laugh, because I knew it wasn't a joke. It was an announcement, a warning, a humiliation served under the pretense of celebration. The steak on my plate tasted like ash. The candlelight felt too bright. I looked at him, my father, laughing harder than anyone else, the man who had drilled into me that family was everything. And in that moment, I understood what I had been to him all along. Not a son, not even blood, but a paycheck in training. It hadn't always been like this. Or maybe I had been too blind to see. When I was a kid, I thought the light stayed on because of his hard work. I thought the water flowed because of his sweat. I thought the house stood tall because of his sacrifice. He used to slap my shoulder and tell me, "One day, you'll carry this family like I do." I carried that promise into school. I studied harder than anyone. I worked part-time jobs, tutoring, delivery shifts, anything that paid. I thought I was helping. I thought I was easing his burden. What I didn't realize was that every time I handed him my pay envelope, every time I transferred money for groceries or for gas, he wasn't burdened. He was grooming me. By the time I turned 20, almost every bill had my name on it. Power, water, Wi-Fi, even the mortgage. I was listed as a co-signer. He told me it was good for my credit. I believed him. Stupid, blind, obedient. The cracks showed slowly. I'd noticed the lights were still on, even when I was late with a payment. Strange. Until I realized he was using my account, autopay linked, draining money before I even touched it. I found insurance papers with my name on them. Life insurance. Not for me, on me. He'd taken out policies as if I were livestock, another investment to milk. Then one day, while fixing the router, I stumbled on his emails. I wasn't snooping. I wasn't looking for betrayal. But the folder was open. The words stared back at me. He's basically covering everything now. Free ride. Told you it would work. The message wasn't to my mother. It was to my uncle. My father bragging. About me. About how he'd trained me into a walking wallet. How he could squeeze me without lifting a finger. My chest went cold. My hands didn't shake. Instead, something inside me settled, like dust after a collapse. I knew then I wasn't going to confront him. I was going to bury him. Anger is noisy. Revenge requires silence. I played my role. For weeks, months. Paid the bills. Nodded at his jokes. Pretended not to notice the smirk every time he told people, "My son's a man now. He takes care of us." But behind the mask, I was planning. Every bill he tied me to, I untied. Quietly, legally, step by step. I called the bank and refinanced the mortgage in my name only. I had the income, he didn't. The house was mine now, not his. I rerouted utilities. Every account he thought he controlled, I transferred. Passwords changed. Debit cards canceled. Slowly, the lifelines wrapped around his fingers were cut and rewired around mine. Then I closed on my first house. A modest place, nothing flashy, but mine. Paid with savings he never knew I had. The paperwork was done before graduation. The move-in was scheduled for the day after. That night at the dinner, when he laughed at me, mocked me in front of family, I knew what tomorrow would bring. That's why I didn't flinch. Why I didn't answer back. The next morning, I packed my car. No scene, no shouting, just silence. By noon, I had the keys to my new house in my pocket. At 5, I came back. They were in the living room, expecting dinner on the table, Wi-Fi humming, air conditioner running. I stood in the doorway, my diploma in one hand, keys in the other. "I'm moving out," I said. They didn't believe me at first. Then I added, "And I'll be stopping the payments. All of them." The color drained from his face. Mother froze. My sisters looked around, confused. He tried to laugh, but it cracked halfway. "What do you mean stopping the payments? You're responsible." "No," I said, calm, measured. "I checked the accounts. Legally, I'm not. Not anymore." That's when it hit him. The realization. The mortgage? In my name. The bills? Transferred. The auto pays? Disabled. I watched the sweat bead at his temple, watched his jaw clench as the fortress he thought he commanded crumbled. "You can't just walk away," he shouted. But I already had. I let the silence do the rest. That night, they sat in a house still lit, still warm, but only for a few more weeks. The bills would come, and they would stack, and the lights would go dark. He would have to explain to everyone, the cousins, the neighbors, his brother, that the son he mocked, the son he bragged about,